Hi everyone, welcome to Pen of Truth. I am going to talk about depression. Depression is a mood disorder. It is a persistent feeling of sadness. It is a persistent feeling of sadness that causes you to lose interest in your daily activities. Okay, these days people suffer from depression because of one reason or the other. You can see someone well dressed with a fine car, with money, and so on and so forth, but deep down inside them they are depressed. Okay, so this depression is not just caused by because you have money you cannot be depressed. Even celebrities get depressed. It's something that triggers depression. It could be a loss of someone. Yeah, a loss of loved one can cause depression on you, and poverty can cause depression on you, and you can talk about family crisis. Family crisis can cause depression on you. Betrayals can cause depression. Sickness can cause depression. So many things. Loneliness can cause depression. Abandonment, disappointment, all these things can cause failure. Even fear all these things can cause depression. So how do we overcome this depression of a thing? Because depression kills. Depression is very bad. It looks so ordinary, but it is bad, and it can affect anybody. Poverty, lack of meeting up with your peers, lack of meeting up with your age group, in things, just in generally, failure can cause depression. It can make you to go, and it is an act of deep thinking, deep sadness that makes you that makes you deviate from your daily activities, your daily routines. It makes you forget yourself. It makes you lose interest in so many things. The things you usually see interest in, you lose interest in them. This is depression for you. Depression can make you to commit suicide. Depression can make you to go into drug abuse, substance abuse. That's depression for you. Depression is very bad, and it kills a whole lot of people without knowing. So it's actually ideal for us to be checking on one another. Be checking on one another to know if the person is okay or not. Try to be calling people, try to be messaging people, try to inquire how they are doing, ask them how they are doing, in order for you to help them, in order for you to lift up their spirit. Because you don't know what they are going through, you don't know what they are thinking about, you don't know what has come over them, maybe something they cannot share with people, so it causes them to have depression, overload, thinking, brain overload, thinking too much. All these things can cause depression, and depression can trigger stroke. Depression can trigger heart attack. Depression is a very bad disease. It can kill. It kills if not taken care of. Depression troops into your life within if your sadness is more than 2 to 3 days, that is called depression. So whenever you're sad and that sadness has gone over 2 to 3 days, please be mindful of your thinking. Just get back to yourself. Try to look for a way to make yourself happy, because it's depression knocking at your door. Being angry for over 2 weeks, being sad for over 2 weeks, staying by yourself for over 2 weeks, it is called depression. And depression can make you go into addiction. It can make you do the things you don't want to do, or things you never plan to do. It is a condition around us. The condition around us is what triggers it. The condition around us is what causes it, such as families, businesses, loss of a job, loss of businesses, societal factors, physical factors. All these things, they can trigger it. They can cause depression on people. Emotional loss can cause depression on people. So we should try as much as possible to call our friends and neighbors, to ask them, how are you? Just call them, just inquire how they are doing, so that you'll be sure that they are fine, because you never know. You never can tell. A celebrity that went for a show, and when the celebrity came back to the hotel she was lodging, I think she committed suicide. She fell, she overdrank, and then she fell from her upstairs. Okay, from the upstairs, or I think about 5-story building or so. She fell down from there. So this is part of depression. It was actually, maybe she has been depressed, and you see her acting on the stage. You don't know that inside her she is down, she is weak, she is depressed, she is worried. So you cannot tell if one is depressed or not. You cannot tell. A rich man can be depressed. A poor man can be depressed. It also depends on how you handle it. Because it comes from little sadness. Yes, being sad, gradually depression steps in when you refuse to stop being sad. When you refuse to make yourself happy, depression steps in gradually. This is what brings about depression. Educated people can be depressed. Maybe they are out of school, no job. Over 5 years I came out from school, no job, this and that. It can cause depression. Lack of money, poverty can cause depression on people. All these things are the things that triggers depression. Is the things that the people go through in life. These are the things that cause depression. Is unfortunate things that happen to them. These are the things that causes depression on them, and it is dangerous. So it's advisable once in a while we should call our neighbors, our friends, in order to know if they are okay, if they are fine. Someone can actually dress nice, have a nice makeup, have a nice hair, but deep down inside they are going through shit, they are going through bad things, they are going through traumas. All these things can cause depression. Childhood traumas can cause depression. Things you cannot get over, they can cause depression on people. Abandonment can cause depression. When you leave someone disappointed, it can trigger depression on the person. This depression is something that affects your mind, it affects your brain. It's how you take it that matters. It is not physically seen. It's something that is inside, is deep down inside. It is caused by negative things that happen to us, and it depends on how you manage your issues, how you manage your problems. That's what helps you not to be depressed. If you manage your problems positively and believing that God is there and that God will help you, depression will not come into your life. If you manage your problems properly, manage it well, having love, self-love for yourself, remembering that, I love myself, I don't want to be disappointed in myself, I don't want to see myself go depressed, I don't want to see myself sad. Pick up yourself, make yourself happy. Remember that there is nothing impossible for God to do. If you think you've lost your job and you cannot get, God will give you a job. Or you think you lost your husband, God will console you. Or you think this divorce is going to weigh you down, this divorce is going to kill you, this you cannot survive, all this kind of a thing. Don't worry, God will take care of it. God says that He cannot put you in a position that you cannot handle. He cannot bring problem that is bigger than us. So therefore, any problem that comes to us, it is something we are bigger than. It's something that God knows that we can handle. That's why he allowed it to come to us. And those things are the things that makes us, it triggers the Spirit of God in us. It's the things that makes us remember that yes, God is alive, and that we should believe, and that he will help us. These are the things that brings us closer to God. They are the things that draws us nearer to God, if you believe. Instead of being depressed, instead of taking your time to think, to start thinking, being sad and all of that, just use that time to pray. Use that time to call on God. Use that time to call on your spirit guides. Use that time to call on your angels to come and help you. If you don't call them, they won't help you. Call on them. Call on them. Whether you say it out or in your heart, however you say it, they are going to hear you. Just ask them for help. Ask them to cleanse this depression spirit from you. Ask them to help you not to be depressed anymore. Ask them to help you not to be sad anymore. Ask them to help you to wipe away your tears. Ask them to help you to solve your problem, and they are going to help you. Instead of being depressed, all these are the things you need in your life. Learn to trust in God. Learn to believe that there is nothing too hard for God to do. There is nothing, absolutely nothing. Nothing is too hard for this God to do. That's why he says that he is always there, that every problem you have, that you should bring it to him. Just drop it at his feet and go. Drop your problem, whatever you have that is a problem, and you think the problem is bigger than you. You think the problem is, you cannot take care of it, you cannot solve it. Bring it to God. Is this sickness? Bring it to God. There is no amount of sickness that God cannot heal. There is no amount of problems that God cannot save you from. Just bring it to God. Make sure you bring it to God whenever you're depressed, whenever you're in problem. Bring it to God, and he will help you. All these things that causes you to be depressed, all these things that makes you to be depressed, deliver it to God. Bring it at his feet, and he will help you. Always trust in God. Nothing, absolutely nothing is impossible for God to do. Nothing, I will say it again, nothing, absolutely nothing is impossible for Jehovah Elohim to do. He can take care of that problem you think is not possible to be taken care of. He can give you that job you think you cannot get. He can give you that money you think you cannot get. He can make you pass that exam you think you cannot pass. He can solve that family crisis you think that cannot be solved. He can help you get to the level your mates are in life. The Bible says that the first shall be the last, and that the last will be the first. So don't believe in, because someone got money before you, or maybe someone got to a level before you, that you cannot get there. You will get there when you put your mind there. Believe in God. Don't let fear of failure make you to fail. Fear of failure can curse you not to move ahead. Fear of failure can hinder you from moving ahead. Fear of failure can stop you from climbing that ladder, from going to where you're supposed to go, from getting to that level you're supposed to get to. Don't let fear make you to fail. Don't allow fear into your life. I always say this. Whenever fear knocks at your door, always open it with boldness. Face the fear. If you plan to fail, then you fail to plan. Always face the fear. Always face it. Face it. It's fear that makes you get depressed. Fear brings in depression in your life. Fear makes you lose hope and faith in God. That's what breeds this depression, because depression is lack of hope and faith. When you lose hope and faith in God, you fall into depression. When you lose hope and faith in God. Even if your faith is as little as a mustard seed, it can take you to where you're going. Even if your faith is as tiny as what, it can help you. Just have a little faith and God would see you through. Have a little faith and a little faith and God will help you. God will solve that problem that you think that cannot be solved. God will solve it immediately. Don't let depression interfere in your life. Don't let depression stop you. Don't let depression hinder you from succeeding. Yes, don't let depression hinder you from succeeding. Depression leads to loss of joy. It leads to loss of peace. It leads to loss of interest in life. All those things that you see that makes you happy, depression will make you see that they are not fun anymore. Depression will make you stay by yourself. Depression will make you go lonely so that the devil can enter your brain and talk to you and talk silly things in your ears. Then you commit suicide of depression, or you dive into drug abuse or drug overdose or alcoholic overdose too. Depression can make you do these things that you never planned in your life. Depression will make you have memory loss. Depression will make you have sleepless nights. Depression will make you have less appetite. You will not have any appetite at all. Depression will cause lack of appetite, sleepless night. Depression will make you have identity loss. You forget who you are. You forget that you're a son of God or a daughter of God. You forget that you are a co-creator with God. You forget that you can create. You procreate with God Almighty. Depression will make you forget who you are. Depression will make you not to think of solution to your problem. Depression will make you to forget about remedies. Depression will make you to not find a way to identify your problem, not to find a way to solve your problems. These are the things that depression will cause you. Depression will bring in problems in your life. Depression will make you not to think clearly. Depression makes you not to find solution to your problem. Depression will make you not to seek who to talk to. Whenever you feel sadness, whenever you feel that you're getting depressed, try to look for a trusted person. Not someone that you tell something today and tomorrow they will use it against you. You can go to a pastor, you can go to a reverend, you can go to a prophet, you can go to a doctor, you can go to a therapist, you can go to a counselor, whatever, an advisor, whatever. Just go to them, talk to them about what's wrong with you, and they can advise you. They can help you go through it. You can take care of depression. Don't let it get to you. Don't let it affect you that much. Don't let it affect you that much before you recognize that you're depressed. Because most of us, we get depressed and we don't know. Every day you're sad. Every day you're sad. Every day you're becoming a sadist unknowingly. You become a sadist without knowing. Unconsciously inside your heart, you're sad. You don't want to see people. You don't want to see people happy. You don't want to see people survive. You don't want to see people have money. Every time you're sad that someone is happy, you're sad. You're sad that someone is lucky, you're sad. You see someone that has a fine car, you're sad. You're diving into depression. Get rid of depression. Get rid of jealousy. Get rid of envy. All these things will make you not to have time to think about your life. All these things will make you not to have time to think about your problems. All these things will make you not to have time to find a way to solve your problems, thereby leading you to be depressed. You become depressed without knowing it. You become depressed without knowing that you're depressed. Always try as much as possible to forgive yourself. Love yourself. Forgive yourself. Love yourself. You can only love yourself. It's the way you love yourself that will make others love you. If you don't love yourself, nobody will love you. Love yourself. Love yourself. Love yourself. Love yourself. enough for people to love you. If you don't love yourself, nobody will love you. Try to love yourself. Try as much as possible to tender love to yourself. Whatever you dish to yourself, that's what you dish to others. As you're loving yourself, you are loving others. The love you give to others, that's the kind of love you give to yourself. That's how this life is. You hate others, you hate yourself. You love others, you love yourself. You wish good for others, you wish for yourself. You wish bad for others, you wish for yourself. So what are you going to do to yourself? Love yourself. Pray for yourself. Love yourself. Love yourself. Make sure you love yourself. I love myself so much. I love myself so much. And the kind of love, the way I love myself is the way I dish out love to people. Even though most times they take it for granted, most times they hate me for the love I give to them. Yes, because you love them, they think you are a fool. Because you love them, they think you're useless, you're stupid, you don't know what you're doing. But it is the love that you love yourself that you're giving them some percentage from it. Not that you're giving them, you're loving them without loving yourself. You love yourself so much that you can extend the love from you to others. Is that love you have for yourself, you extend it to others. If you don't love yourself, you cannot share love to people. This is what people don't know. People don't know that if you don't love yourself, you can't love anybody. But if you love yourself, it gives you the opportunity to love people that come around you. So try not to fall into depression. Always trust in God that He can take care of your problems. Trust in God that nothing is impossible for Him to do. Trust in God that every problem has a solution. For this problem to come out, meaning that there is a solution to it. If there is no solution, God will not bring that problem to you. If God knows that you cannot handle that problem, He will not bring it to you. So always trust in God. Always believe in Him. Care for yourself. Love yourself. Don't let yourself fall into depression. Always stay optimistic. Always stay hopeful. Love yourself. Love yourself so much that you cannot even have any space remaining. Love yourself. Self-love is the highest love you can get. Self-love is the only tangible love you can see. I know we can get depressed because of the things happening around us, because of the divorce, because of maybe miscarriages, because of maybe barrenness, because of family crisis, because of poverty, because of unemployment, because of business failure, because of homelessness, because of so on and so forth, because maybe someone abandoned you, maybe someone disappointed you, maybe all these things, maybe because of the betrayals you've been through, because of sicknesses you become depressed. Or maybe because of loss of a loved one, it triggers depression. So try as much as possible not to let all these things depress you. Don't let it hinder you. Don't let it stop you. Don't let it. Don't get depressed. Don't be depressed. Okay? Always go to God in prayers. Always go to God in prayers and meditation. Make sure you don't get angry till the sun sets the next day. Whenever you're angry, make sure before sundown, you're over it. Get over your anger before sundown. Don't always be angry. Don't always have grudge. Don't always have resentment. All these things hinders your blessings. The grudge you have for others, the lack of forgiveness you have for others, the lack of forgiveness you have for yourself, the lack of love you have for yourself. If you're not happy, nothing will work for you. If you are happy, that's only when things will be turning around for you. Be happy for yourself. Be happy for people around you. Be happy for what is happening to your neighbors. Be happy for their life. Be happy for being alive. You. That way, God's blessings will not elude you. That way, you keep receiving blessings upon blessings upon blessings. Believe in God and He will help you. Believe in God and He will never leave you. God said that He will never leave you nor forsake you. So always believe in Him. Always know that God is there to hear you. Always know that God is there to answer you. Always know that God is there to answer you. He cannot leave you stranded. He cannot leave you frustrated. He is there and He is hearing your prayer. Just pray and believe with a little faith that God will answer, that God has heard you. Thank you so much. Thank you. God bless you. If this message blessed you, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Okay? I love you. Bye.